We have an update on Seth Rollins' injury that he suffered on Monday Night Raw in a World Championship match against Jinder Mahal. We're going to talk about the different possibilities that are out there, what we know, and how this could affect WrestleMania 40 plans. Before I get into all of that, though, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. WWE World Champion Seth frickin' Rollins, of course, defended his title on Monday Night Raw against Jinder Mahal in a match where he apparently tweaked his knee, and it has been causing a lot of speculation about what could happen, what the injury is, how bad we think it is. There are a few reports out there, a few speculatory reports out there about what's going on. I will say probably Fightful Select, who usually have the best reporting on insider news for AEW, WWE, they've said that the indication is that we will know for sure what the results of the MRI are today. Like, that's when it's expected. That's when WWE is expected to know. The news obviously will trickle out after that if it is something that is noteworthy. There's been other speculation out there, I think, by like Wrestling Observer that this was, early signs indicate that it's not a serious injury, but of course, you never know until the MRI is final. Rollins was putting weight on his leg backstage, so that was at least a good sign in my view for things, but obviously you never know. Some people's bodies react in very different ways to injuries. For example, Joe Flacco, who has been in the news for a lot of reasons lately, he was an NFL player. He tore his ACL, but he still got up and finished the game. So, like, there's been instances where that's happened. I'm not saying that Rollins has an ACL tear. I'm just putting it out there that you can have a serious injury, put weight on it, go through it and work through the pain, for lack of a better term, and but still have a major injury. So we don't know. We don't know at all what the final prognosis is for Rollins. Of course, we all wish him the best. I hope that Rollins, gets back soon or doesn't miss any time at all in a best case scenario, and that he's fine. He just tweaked it a little bit. However, given the state of the World Heavyweight Championship and, the sense going into WrestleMania, Rollins was set up for a big match with CM Punk for the belt. That's where everyone believed that this was going. Rollins on TV has been having a really nice little run here. The early part of his WWE World Championship run, in my view, wasn't really much to talk about. He had some good matches. Like, Rollins is a great wrestler. We all know that. But he didn't have the story, I think, backing up some of those matches as well as it should have. But recently, his match with Drew, even his match with Jinder, which, for obvious reasons was made bigger than I think it otherwise would have been. It was a decent match. So you have that. You have the fact that he was apparently going into this big program with Punk. Everyone wants it. Punk, damn well he wants it. He wants to get his WrestleMania main event and a potential world title win back in WWE. But now we're in a weird limbo. Is Rollins going to be healthy enough to build up to WrestleMania? Is he going to be healthy enough for WrestleMania? And if he isn't, what the hell do you do there? You have an automatic out with Damian Priest and the Money in the Bank briefcase. You could have Damian Priest cash in. You could have a tournament to determine a new champion. You could automatically give the belt to Damian Priest and then go from there. But we don't know what's going to happen. That's the issue. And when you're talking about injuries like this during this time of the year, this is if you're a WWE fan, if you're a WWE wrestler, the worst time of the year to hear the word injury. Absolutely the worst time of the year to hear the word injury, because it not only messes up Mania plans, it, ruins main event matches that people want to see. So if Rollins is not healthy enough, I still think Punk is going to be the guy in the world title match at Mania. I think he's your challenger, or he's potentially your champion. The question becomes, who's the other guy facing him? Who is the person on the other side of the ring? Who's the person potentially holding the belt? Like I said before, Damian Priest certainly is a name that I think would lend itself to being in that spot. Another name that I think also lends himself to being in that spot is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, to me, makes a lot of sense if Rollins can't go to be the guy to hold that belt. Not only because he has just come out of this really good feud with Rollins and he's been cutting probably the promos of his life over the past few weeks, but also there really is a story to be told between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and it all goes back to that promo battle they had on Monday Night Raw just a few weeks ago. These two guys were throwing barbs at each other. Drew McIntyre said, hey, you said you were going to come in and change this company. Guess what? I actually did, and I main evented WrestleMania. And there's a story to be told there, and a story to be finished for both wrestlers. CM Punk wants to get his WrestleMania main event. Drew McIntyre wants to get his WrestleMania moment in front of actual fans as the rightful World Heavyweight Champion. There's a chance that at this year's WrestleMania, in the case that Rollins can't go, which of course none of us want to see happen, you could see that turn of events happen, and lurking in the shadows could be Damian Priest, Mr. Money in the Bank. And the good thing about WWE and why I think, it's going to be less of an issue for them to get out of this spot is they have a lot of depth at the top. WWE has a lot of stars that can just come in, you can plug them in, and they can go and carry these feuds moving forward if and when your other champions aren't able to. And I really do think, and I really do believe that a guy like McIntyre, a guy like Priest, Punk, even a Gunther, they are ready for this moment. And that's why, if you're WWE, you're going out there and you're signing these free agents. That's why, if you're WWE, you're making sure you retain as many free agents as you possibly can, because you need to maintain, in these moments of doubt, in these moments of uncertainty, you need to make sure that you have someone who's ready, willing, and able to step up. We'll see what happens with Rollins. Of course, we all hope he gets well, he is not injured, whatever the case may be. I'll let you know what we find out. In the meantime, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.